I'm running into some problems with my lights. Specifically, the brake lights. They're either always on or always off, even when the pedal is being pressed. There's a few possible reasons for this, but the most common one is the brake switch. It controls the taillights depending on the position of the brake pedal. So today I'll show you how to test the brake switch and go over how to properly install it. Although this is a 1997 F350, Ford used a similar brake switch on most of its vehicles for the better part of 30 years. This video can be applied to a lot of older Fords. To test it, we'll be using a multimeter. We'll set the meter to ohms and hook up both leads. When checking ohms, it doesn't matter which color lead goes where, as long as both of them are hooked up to the terminals. This switch is designed to be normally open, which means that no power can flow through it till the switch is activated, which then completes the circuit. So by pressing the brake pedal, we're completing that circuit, and the taillights should come on. But as you can see, our multimeter is still reading open loop. Now, before we blame the switch, let's remove it from the pedal assembly and test it on the bench. To close this switch, the bottom plate needs to be pressed in enough to make contact. So this switch is working properly, but something is affecting it when it's installed. Let's take a closer look at the spring when it's attached to the pedal. I think I found our problem. The spring isn't compressing enough to make contact. But why is that? Well, the pedal assembly is supposed to have a certain amount of play in it. On my old booster, the bushing has some room to move around. That space is what allows the spring to compress. But on the new one, there's not as much movement. To confirm this, let's install the switch without the bushing. And we have a reading. So this bushing was working fine in the old booster, which means that my problem is the hole on the new one. So there's two options here. We can enlarge the hole on the booster, or we can make the bushing slightly thinner. The bushing is way easier to remove, so let's try that first. You can sand this down by hand with some 80 grit. That looks decent. Let's try it out. And that's still not enough. If I keep on going, there isn't going to be much of a bushing left. So I guess we'll have to modify the booster. Some Dremel bits should make quick work of this. I'll have the ones that I'm using here linked down below. Alright, let's see if this works.
Oh my god. That was so stupid.
So that means we should have brake lights. Nice. Don't worry about that one taillight, it's a different wiring problem. But that still doesn't explain why the brake lights were stuck on before. So let me show you how I fixed that. Before checking the switch, I checked what order the switch assembly was in. These switches are very sensitive, and they have to be put back in a certain order. The first piece to go on is a nylon washer. Then the black bushing is added to the booster rod, with the face going towards the driver's side. And here's the most important part. The switch has two faces on it. The side with the cutout always goes towards the brake pedal. Installing it backwards will cause problems with the taillights. Lastly, another washer is added, followed by the safety pin. That's the correct order for these F350s. It might vary depending on your vehicle. So mine was backwards originally, which was part of the issue. But the reason that the lights stayed on was due to how it was positioned. This switch needs to be facing up towards the driver's seat. If it's positioned a different way, it's going to be pressed in constantly, which will keep the brake lights on. So that's how I fixed my brake switch. It's fairly easy as long as everything is in the right order. Hopefully this video helps you out, and I'll see you in the next one.